Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight for 23 ABC News at 6. I'm Jessica Harrington. Tonight's top stories: the fight to keep other drivers and people safe from street racers in Bakersfield, an in-depth look at the efforts currently underway by Bakersfield Police. And the final week for City Manager Alan Tandy, how the City Council plans to honor him. Allison?
And we are tracking stable air as we head into your Tuesday, but we are tracking rain chances by the middle of the week. I have more details on your full forecast when 23 ABC News at 6 starts right now.
Live from downtown Bakersfield, 23 ABC News at 6 starts now.
Good evening. Since November, the Bakersfield Police Department has issued more than 40 citations and impounded more than a dozen vehicles related to street racing. And the agency says they're just getting started. 23 ABC's Austin Westfall joins us live in Southwest Bakersfield with what city officials plan to do next in their ongoing effort to stop street racing. Austin?
BPD says that there are several hotspots around town for street racing, and one of them is right here. This is the Southwest Bakersfield Coles. This is the parking lot. I want you to take a look at the ground below me. These are tire marks from donuts that these street racers have been doing. That's just one of the many dangerous activities that BPD is cracking down on.
Since late November and going to now, we've stopped over 55 cars at over 44 sites, 14 impounds, had a DUI that was in there, as well as a felony warrant suspect that was located in these stops.
The Bakersfield Police Department says it's been cracking down on illegal street racing for over a month now. Just this past weekend, accounting for 18 citations and 3 vehicle impounds alone. BPD says the crackdown includes those who are actually racing on city streets, as well as groups who meet up in large parking lots to race and do donuts. And police say the crackdown won't end there. City officials will soon be holding a community forum to discuss the issue, Councilmember Chris Parlier being one of the voices pushing for it.
When you're out doing it on a roadway with normal folks out there just driving and trying to get to where they're going, it creates a real hazard. And unfortunately, that resulted in death in our community. And again, we don't want to see it happen again.
In November, 57-year-old Maria Navarro was killed and her 2 grandchildren hospitalized after police say they were innocent bystanders caught up in a street racing crash. 2 men were arrested and have been charged in connection with the incident. Parlier says the upcoming community forum will give the police a chance to update the public about their crackdown and the public a chance to give their opinions about street racing.
But also communicating with our stakeholders, those private property owners that own the shopping centers, to have them come to the table and employ tools with us to help mitigate the problem.
Parlier says street racers themselves are invited as well. Meanwhile, police say they have more street racing enforcement operations coming up in the next several months.
We're looking at installing some different infrastructure, potentially looking at some cameras to go in certain of these parking lots, working with business owners to maybe change some of the infrastructure and the layout that would make this not conducive to street racing activity.
Now, BPD says that they're still working to nail down an exact date for that community forum, but they say it should be happening in the next couple weeks. For now, in Southwest Bakersfield, Austin Westfall, 23 ABC, connecting you.
All right, Austin, thanks for that. The Kern County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help in finding 2 missing runaways. Officials saying their cases are not connected. KCSO is trying to find 16-year-old Xavier Fisher. He was last heard from on July 27th of last year in Bakersfield. He's described as about 6 feet tall, weighing 150 pounds, with brown hair and brown eyes. KCSO is also looking for 17-year-old Destiny Yeeland. She was last seen last month on December 10th in Bakersfield. She is described as being about 5 feet 2 inches tall, weighing around 115 pounds, with brown hair and eyes. Anyone who has seen either one of these missing teenagers is asked to call KCSO at 861-3110. Jose Velasquez, the man suspected of shooting and killing a man in Southeast Bakersfield last month, pleaded not guilty to charges of second-degree murder and reckless discharge of a firearm. 49-year-old Velasquez was in court Monday afternoon for felony arraignment. Deputies arrested Velasquez last month for the shooting of 19-year-old Nicholas Villarreal. According to the Kern County Sheriff's Office, deputies responded to a disturbance call near Chattahoochee Lane and Missouri Avenue at 11:50 in the morning on December 29th. When they arrived, they found Villarreal with multiple gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Velasquez is due back in court on January 17th for a preliminary hearing. New details tonight. The Kern County coroner has identified the man found stabbed to death in central Bakersfield. According to officials, 38-year-old Dante Lee was the person found just before 1 a.m. Saturday, January 4th. According to BPD officials, officers arrived on scene after reports of a man down on 30th Street near Jewett Avenue, just north of Golden State Avenue. They found Dante Lee deceased from apparent stab wounds and began a suspicious death investigation. No suspect information has been released, but anyone who may know or may have seen something is asked to call police at 327-7111. New developments tonight. This week will mark the final week that Alan Tandy will serve as the city manager of Bakersfield. Tandy, announcing his retirement last year, originally planned to be out of office last month, but decided to postpone it to help with the transition of Rabobank into Mechanics Bank and some work on various homeless initiatives. Tandy postponed his final day to this Friday, January 10th. City Council member Chris Parlier speaking to us about the council's plans to honor Tandy during his final council meeting this Wednesday and give an update on a search for a replacement.
Again, Alan Tandy has done a fantastic job for the city of Bakersfield the last 27 years. This Wednesday at the city council meeting, we're going to have a great send-off for him and just celebrate him and his accomplishments. Wonderful. Well, we're conducting interviews on the 13th and 14th of January for a new city manager. Hopefully we have a good candidate rises to the top. And again, I think there's a lot of positive stuff going on in the city of Bakersfield, and this is just a new chapter in it.
First hired in 1992, Tandy has been an integral part of many city projects, including the construction of what is now the Marriott Hotel downtown and Rabobank Arena and Convention Center, which, as we mentioned, has since become Mechanics Bank Arena and Convention Center. They do have a traffic alert for you tonight. Drivers using Highway 43 near Stockdale Highway for their commute should expect delays starting tomorrow due to more work being done on a roundabout being built at that intersection. The contractor for the new roundabout at the Highway 43 and Stockdale Highway intersection plans to complete paving operations for this phase of the project tomorrow and plans to stripe the new roadway on Thursday, January 9th and Friday, January 10th, weather permitting. These operations will require intermittent traffic control. Flagging personnel will be stopping traffic on Stockdale Highway and 43 between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. each day. Drivers should anticipate having to stop up to 10 minutes and are encouraged to use alternate routes or allow extra time to reach their destinations if they must travel through this intersection during these time periods. Officials encourage drivers to slow down and watch for construction workers and equipment while driving through the work zone.
And you can expect calm conditions to and from work tomorrow because we are seeing mostly clear skies here in the valley. But as we head into the evening hours tonight, those temperatures will be dropping already at 45 degrees right now here in Bakersfield. So it might be slightly cooler than this time yesterday, but we are seeing warmer temperatures across the county, up 11 degrees in Lebec from this time yesterday and 7 into Hatchpee. And that trend is only going to continue as we head into your Tuesday. High pressure is dominating, so you can see dry conditions in central and southern California, a bit of wet weather up in the Pacific Northwest. We won't be seeing any of that until by the middle of the week. But unfortunately, due to stable air quality remains in the moderate range with an AQI of 66. And as for those temperatures, a relatively mild afternoon, 55 degrees by noon, up to 61 by your afternoon. That is above average, but these conditions not lasting long. I have more details on your full forecast next.
For the third year in a row, Bakersfield will host a women's march in downtown Bakersfield. We have video from a previous year to show you. Organizers say the event coincides with nationwide marches. The march will feature local speakers and performers, more than 50 local nonprofits and local business vendors showing their support for equality and rights. The event is scheduled for Saturday, January 18th from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. at Central Park off of 21st Street, which is in downtown Bakersfield. The trial for 36-year-old Alejandro Sanchez, the man accused of killing Tehachapi woman Cheyenne Watkins, has ended in a hung jury. A Superior Court judge declared a mistrial today after a jury failed to reach a verdict in the case. A retrial is scheduled for February 24th, according to court records. Sanchez will be held without bail until then. Watkins was found dead on June 1st on Kid Place in Tehachapi. According to the coroner, she died of a gunshot wound to the head. Last October, Kern County Sheriff's detectives were able to track Sanchez down in Santa Monica, arresting him with the assistance of the Santa Monica Police Department. Meanwhile, the Regional Occupational Center with the Kern High School District is looking for community volunteers to help them host the SkillsUSA California Region 2 Conference, which is happening next month. According to the Kern High School District, the conference is expected to bring together nearly 2,000 students from across Central California to showcase their skills in more than 100 different contests. In order to put the event together, the local ROC office is asking the community for nearly 200 volunteers. Volunteers can serve as skills competition judges, leadership competition judges, and more. We have more details about volunteering available on our website, turn23.com, and the conference will be held February 22nd at the ROC campus located at 501 South Mount Vernon Avenue. SkillsUSA is a national nonprofit organization that prepares middle school, high school, and college students for careers in trade, technical, and skilled service occupations. Check this out. Garces Memorial High School announced today the formation of their first ever competitive dance team in school history. The high school made the announcement and released this picture of the team. The team will be composed of 12 current dancers on campus who are enrolled in an advanced course instructed by Georgia Peck. Peck and her family have strong ties to dancing. The instructor is related to Tyler Peck, who is a Bakersfield-born ballerina and has achieved international acclaim. In July 2017, Tyler Peck directed and produced the 3-night dance series Ballet Now at the Los Angeles Music Center. And in 2018, Tyler was featured in a documentary also titled Ballet Now on the streaming service Hulu. According to today's release, the new team will allow the dancers to compete at the state and national level against other high schools, dance studios, and independent dancers. The team is scheduled to have their first competition in March. Still to come here on 23 ABC News at 6 in sports, a preview of the Bakersfield College softball team as their season is just around the corner. Allison?
And we are tracking the chance for that early morning valley thaw. I have more details coming